I the asshole?
Break it down. Break it down.
Okay. So you guys, this one. Am I the asshole for refusing to pay for my boyfriend's flights to come visit me?
No.
Let's hear it first. Let's hear it first. Let's hear it first.
You got some?
Fais-moi donc.
Fais-moi jalo.
Fais-moi jolo. Fais-moi becco.
That was very French of you.
Foot. Pas foot jouer avec moi. On crosse it.
You guys are so different when, like, you know, you speak Creole and I mean, I know we were probably imitating French, but I just speak Haitian.
Just like you want me to roll my Creole. Okay? My repertoire.
Quitte them parle, quitte them dion by. Donne them, s'il vous plaît.
Period.
All right, continue.
Okay. I, 26 female, have been in a long distance relationship with Jay, 27 male.
What are you doing, bro?
We've been
Me
friends.
in a relationship? Really? Do I look like the type that could be in a relationship? Thank you. I didn't think so.
Hey, bro.
Yeah. What?
We've been friends for 5 years and dating for 1.5 years. Because of previously failed long distance relationship, I said from the very beginning that I didn't want to be in one again. But then COVID rolled around and we were living in the same city for a bit and I fell for him and I got myself into another long distance relationship. When our office reopened and I moved back home 1,100 plus miles away, we agreed to see each other once a month, alternating locations. We have been good about keeping this schedule, but there's an occasional month where I'll go and visit him instead of him coming to me. Whoever is visiting pays for their own flights and the person hosting covers dinners and activities.
I agree.
I feel that this has been a fair arrangement as both of us have full-time jobs and we make decent money.
I agree.
However, I am much better at money management and saving than he is. So he often finds himself stressing about funds,
This is a brokey.
but still buying unnecessary stuff and making poor financial choices. It stresses me out to no end, and he knows this
I
and is
almost got a
trying to
tattoo
do better.
today.
Almost.
Thank you. Continue.
I recently received a raise at work and was super excited about it, given that life in general has been getting much more expensive. When I told Jay about my raise, his first reaction was to ask me to start paying for his flights to see me, as well as continuing to pay for mine to see him. I reminded him that that's not the arrangement we had, and that my lifestyle change does not change with this raise. I just plan on putting more into my savings. He seemed really upset by this answer. I said that I don't think it's fair that I have to pay for everything just because he chooses to spend his money on unnecessary things. He says that I am well off since I won't pay for his ticket, and it makes him feel like I don't want to see him. I do want to see him. I just feel it's not my responsibility to support him financially, and if I do, it will enable his current spending habits. He said it's incredibly selfish of me to think this way, and I understand where he's coming from, but I just don't agree. So am I the asshole for refusing to pay for his flights to visit me? Unnecessary stuff. He enjoys collecting a certain type of liquor that can be hundreds of dollars per bottle, also making modifications to his car and other pretty expensive hobbies. Edit. We alternate months and visit each other evenly. The exception is over the summer. We met because our families have summer places in the same lake community, so in the summer we meet there.
Okay, first off.
Hold on, I gotta say this. Stop the cap, woman. I'm about to dissect the shit out this story. Okay. You can continue now.
First off. Damn, what was I gonna say? I lost it. Hold on. Give me a second.
I got something to say.
Oh yeah. First off, understand what? Like what are you seeing that you're coming from to understand when he says that you should pay for his tickets, right? That's the first thing that sounds to me. Second thing, you're goofy. Why are you goofy? Why are you posting this shit online? Right? You're goofy as hell.
Because she wants to know she's the
Anonymously?
asshole.
No.
But even if because I don't believe it for a single second in regards when people do the am I the asshole thing, in my opinion, I believe while they know that they're gonna get comments that say that they are the asshole, they're hoping for those comments that say that they aren't the asshole. You know?
They want reassurance.
Yeah, to justify their actions, right? But here's the thing. it is. I mean, this isn't even like a conundrum, in my opinion.
So do you think she's the asshole?
No.
Okay,
I
okay.
think she's the idiot.
Okay.
It's very clear what should be done. Tell this nigga straight up, yo, if you want to keep seeing me, listen. Because I believe when relationships get serious, you have to be willing to compromise.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hold on, who you sound like right now?
I sound like it's like Sir Daniel.
Oh, you sound like Sir Daniel.
Sir Daniel Benjamin the Slobberly. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
There needs to be give and take. There needs to be back and forth. There needs to be an open repertoire in regards to what your repertoire in regards to what is expected of one another if you're going to continue moving forward in the relationship. So if this guy, this idiot, realizes that his ability or his hobbies, right? These are wants. These aren't needs. His hobbies are getting in the way of furthering a relationship with his partner, someone that he's expressed that he wants to keep seeing, then he should be willing to make the necessary sacrifices to see her instead of putting the burden of seeing her on her entirely.
Okay.
That's because then you could turn around and say, oh, you don't want to pay for me? Oh, so you don't want to see me?
No,
God, right?
Okay.
That's broke energy.
Okay.
That's broke nigga energy. And I'd be the first one to say that you can't really judge a nigga based on how much he makes.
I gotta be a nigga.
Okay.
He ain't no man.
I use nigga in regards to a man. You can't judge a man based on how much he makes, but if he's not spending his money correctly, fuck that nigga, bro.
That's his own fault.
Yeah, straight up. If he's not spending it correctly, and you know that, that's only problems later down the line. Because if he's irresponsible with his money while he's single, imagine when you have joint bank accounts. What then?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where's the money gonna go when
That's
you guys
true.
need to fucking pay your mortgage? And this guy decided he would put exposed exhaust on his car or whatever. Okay. Right?
That's true.
That's what that tells me. That
Before you go on a rant, I just want to say, I agree with Ben. You know, I don't think she is the asshole. I think
she's the idiot.
She's in the right.
You
But
know.
yeah, she is an idiot.
Yeah.
I just
realizing
look. I understand, her perspective of her caring about him, her loving him. It's hard when you're in a relationship and you love someone.
Yeah.
Sometimes that love kind of blinds you, and you want to make the effort. You give your partner the benefit of the doubt. But the thing is that sometimes you have to look at it from an unbiased point of view and take a step back and realize, where is this relationship going? Because they're in a long distance relationship. If they even plan, to have a future together, unless they're super different and decide to be forever married and or together long distance wise, okay, to each their own, as long as they're happy. But in the future, you have to plan these types of things out. And finances is the number one thing that couples always fight about. And eventually they have to agree, okay, if we are going to spend the rest of our lives together, are we going to live in the same city? Are we going to move somewhere else? It has to start somewhere. And them having this argument in their relationship, it doesn't really seem so positive. It doesn't seem like it's going to get so far.
I think that's the beginning of the end.
Yeah,
that she's
personally.
describing, in my opinion.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Your input. Because I'm gonna cook.
Yeah, I don't think she's the asshole at all, bro. Like, if he's making the trip out to go see her, I think he should pay for the flights. He shouldn't expect her to be paying for everything just because he's financially irresponsible. Like, that's all I'm doing.
If she wants to, that's something
That's
different.
another thing,
Yeah.
That must mean he got it like that.
Yeah, like if you want to go see your girl in a long distance relationship, bro, I think you should pay for that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, especially if because I get it where he's coming from in regard. Okay, now I get it.
Like, maybe if she could spot him once. Or
Yeah,
something.
because she's making more money, it makes sense. But she has no obligation to spend that money on you because you guys aren't committed to each other in that way yet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's completely understandable. If you guys aren't connected in fucking holy matrimony, then she has to continue to look out for herself. I believe in that wholeheartedly. It's like because I do have traditional views, but if you're not married, then nigga, that shit doesn't fucking matter. Your money is your money, my money is my money. We make the conscious choice to spend it on one another, and that's how that works until we're married.
Yeah.
And it's a fairly new relationship. I
Yeah.
think it said it was a year in. Like, they've known each other for 5 years or something, and they're a year in. So that's kind of, I don't know, it's a red flag.
Yeah.
Jason, cook up your eggs right now.
All right.
Let him cook.
All right. So, as we know, there's her side, his side, and the fucking truth.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Oh, good one.
Jesus.
Good one.
He's a great man. So, that being said, maybe I'm more critical on it. But to listen to what she said, she did not want to be in this relationship. What that shows me is the fact that you have to reiterate that means you lack accountability because you're forcing yourself something that you acknowledge you didn't want to do, and you're forcing the blame on him. That's one. All right, let me dissect that. Then you're in a long distance relationship. All right, we all know what that's like. We all have an idea of what that's like. You pay for your way to come over. It is what it is. But let's be real. We all know how relationship works. 9 out of 10 times, the man is usually catering to the woman. So I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh, yeah, she's really taking care of herself. I guarantee you when this man goes over there, he's paying majority of those things in that relationship. Let's not bullshit. Stop the cap. Because no woman wants to be with a man who's going to go 50-50, especially when it's that early into a relationship. So I call her bullshit.
But you're assuming.
I'm assuming. Yes, you're right. I'm going based on...
Because there's no evidence to support your...
That's why I said his side,
right,
her side, and the truth. This is just my input. So the reason why I say that is I'm listening to what she's saying, right? She announced that she got a pay raise. Okay, you got a pay raise. You told him that for a reason. Because if it wasn't an issue, you wouldn't have brought it up. You brought it up for a reason.
Wait, but
but like if you communicate,
you're communicating, right?
If events in your life happen, then you would share with
share it with your partner.
I'm not against that. Yeah. What I'm saying is, if you're gonna sit here and you're gonna be,
there you go.
All right. You're gonna say, "Am I the asshole?" I gotta say, yes, you are the asshole, because everything comes down to a choice. You already made it clear that you already don't want to be in this relationship. You made that very clear from the start of it. Then you're gonna basically say, well, when he comes over, if I go over there, I pay for the, he'll pay for the meals, blah, 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 vice versa. I call bullshit. Why do I call bullshit? Because everyone in this room knows how it really is, especially that early into the dating. Men are providers. I'm not saying that I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But with my experience and what we normally see, we know that's to be cap. Then on top of that, you're basically saying that your family shares a summer house in the same area?
Yeah, in the same area.
In the same area. Okay. So now there's more to that. Your families have been integrated. That means you guys have been introduced.
Yeah.
You are trying to make yourself not look bad. What that sounds like, and as I get critical on it, maybe because I got the
drink.
Now I mean you're her. You know what I'm saying? I got the now I mean you're her in my system right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it in a critical moment because it's like long distance relationships are very critical, but they're also a blessing in disguise. And the reason why I say that when you're in a long distance relationship, it's serious time.
Yeah.
You understand that your time is very valuable. You're not going to waste that with just anybody because it's long distance. So the enticing moment is there. So when that person goes to see her, I'm thinking, okay, there has to be intimacy. There has to be questions. There has to be a whole bunch of things going on. The whole story is not being said. You understand what I'm saying? There's too many gaps in her story for me to say that she's not the asshole. It doesn't make sense. Why are you doing something you don't want to do? Why are you basically saying, oh, am I the asshole? You know you're the fucking asshole. If you got to ask it, you already know it. That's the truth. So when you talk about the long distance relationship with her, where he's messing up is, in my opinion, again, I am only going off what the information that's been fed to me, is he's an idiot. And the reason he's an idiot, when you get into these type of things, it's dedication.
Yeah.
Time is the one thing we don't get back. And if you're going to basically call out him getting expensive bottles, what are you doing? Why are you watching his money? Because that's what I see. She's watching his money.
It's observation, though.
You're right. It has to be a communication with finances to make a relationship work. But there's a difference between talking about your finances and watching how a person spends their money to your dislike. We all have our things that intrigue us. You brought that out because it obviously makes you feel some type of way. You're the asshole.
But you know what? I feel her because like you are in a relationship, in a partnership, and you just observe your partner, you know, over a long period of time, you know, a few months by, you know, have expensive hobbies, and then to all of a sudden complain about their finances and then expect you to like try to support them in some way. And when you're not even, when Ben had mentioned that you're not even like married, and it kind of like in the back of your, it just leaves you with like a sour taste.
That's why I say stop the cap, because you said expect. She expects.
No, her, like I mean, like her partner expected her to like support him in some way.
Okay.
I just mean that in that specific scenario.
But here's where it gets crazy with, and if we're gonna go into that topic with finances, and I'm not waging it, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to a relationship, would you say which is heavier, the male side or the female side? Speaking as a woman. What do you think is the heavier side to carry? What's the bigger burden to carry? Being the man in the relationship or the woman?
I'm gonna say.
Wait.
What are you gonna say?
Nah.
No, what are you gonna
I asked you the question. Please rebuttal.
The thing is that
Nope.
don't interrupt me. Don't say no.
Oh,
answer
shit.
yes or no. Bitch,
Okay.
I will answer however the fuck I want to answer. I don't have to answer the way you want me to answer. And I'm going to answer by saying it depends. Because nothing in this world is black and white. Don't expect me to say yes or no. Oh, the man has it harder. Oh, the woman has it harder. Truth is, every partner has their own difficulties to go through. And it relies on their partners and their support system to help them go through their struggles and their objectives in life. So in one relationship, the man could be having the more heavier and difficult time. Whereas in another relationship, it could be the woman. You never know. That's why I always say it depends. It depends on the details. To me, details are important.
Okay,
So,
I see that. But
Which is why I wanted to hear Ben's side.
I would say this. I would say it depends on where they are in the relationship, right? So let's say that if it just starts, right, the relationship is like a month in, a week in, a month, whatever, right? Both parties have equal expectation in regards to like, oh, this is like a new relationship, we're just a budding thing, and I really want this person to like me and see value in liking me, so everyone's on their best behavior when it
Honeymoon.
starts out, right? Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Everyone's on their best behavior when it starts out, right? And let's say like a month or so in, you get more used to this person, so then like you let your guard down a bit, and some of who you actually are starts to seep out, right? And so what will get fucked up is if you don't ahead of time establish that there needs to be open communication. And like, okay, so like I remember talking to my boy the other day, because he recently was in a new relationship with a girl, and we were like going back and forth because we're both in like newly formed relationships, and what we say is that we want to make it very important to our partner that we don't want them to be afraid to express how they feel about our behavior in regards to certain things that may bother them, right? One thing that bothers my girlfriend about something that I do is the way that I eat, right?
I can just picture it.
So the way that I eat, right? So,
Shut
right?
the fuck up, Louis.
I chew like a fucking cow. I chew like a cow. And another thing she doesn't like is that I suction my food on the utensil. Like I go like into my mouth, right?
situation.
Yeah,
Oh.
right. And so like, right, it'd be one thing, right, if she was just like, oh, like don't do that. That's annoying, right? So, but she doesn't, right? Because we have that openness in our communication, it goes like, the conversation goes like this. Oh, babe, like, can you try not to eat like that? Because growing up, this is how I was accustomed to eating. This is how I was taught to eat. So seeing you eat like that, it scratches something in the back of my mind.
I feel her.
That like right that
Nails
bothers
on the
me.
chalkboard.
Yeah, right. That bothers me, and because it's something it's something minuscule, right? I remember the first time we had that conversation. I remember telling her like, bro, how do you want me to rewrite like 24 years of like doing this, right?
Compensate.
Right, exactly. It's because it's something minuscule, and because I care about longevity, right? These are the things that when you look
care
at
about
it,
her.
exactly. These are the things that
Call it how you see it. Stop being a hoe.
whatever.
Get her noise canceling headphones while you work on your eating.
So because you care about the relationship and you care about your partner, you care about their opinion of you, then you should be okay to make the necessary changes to evolve with them. Because the idea of taking someone as they are, for them to remain as they are for the entirety of the relationship is just not valid. It doesn't make sense, because if your life is, or if your lives are going to begin to intertwine with one another, then there has to be compromise so you can have the best path forward with the least resistance. Okay. You know, and so right, like because we talk to one another, then I can just go like, you know what, it's no big deal. Literally, all I have to do is pay attention to how I eat, and then it'll become second nature in regards to like right. So how this relates to this guy is, he needs to understand that his girlfriend is pointing something out to him, or maybe she didn't, right? So here's the case that maybe she notices this, but she didn't point it out. And if she didn't, that's her own fault, right? Okay. What should happen is that, hey, look, babe, I see that you're spending your money on these things that have no value to you outside of them being intrinsic, right? It's not like you can take these bottles and sell them for more. It's not like you're going to be selling your car anytime soon, because that's probably your baby, your dream car, or whatever. And I want you to know that because I care about this relationship, I want you to be able to see me without it being a financial strain on you. And if we're going to go the distance, then I want you to be willing to make that sacrifice. But here's the thing, like you stated, she already said she didn't want to be in this relationship, right?
In a long distance.
She didn't want to be in a long distance relationship.
Okay.
So she could be purposely, she's putting this up on the internet to then justify to herself sabotaging this relationship. So it's no longer a burden
to
on
justify
her.
it.
It's exactly, so it's no longer.
But that's why I say her side, his side, and the truth. We don't know. When I asked you that question, what do you think is heavier on the side, on the male side or on the female side? The reason why I asked you that question wasn't to basically ridicule or to basically do a big separation, but to acknowledge the condition of 9 out of 10 times how relationships work. The man, right? Obviously, women want a man who could provide. You have very rare cases where women are not like that. Extremely rare cases. But for the majority, statistically proven, women want a man who could support them.
Hypergamy.
Right? Okay, that's why I said, which one do you think is heavier? So if we know by statistically proven, it is usually more harder for the man in the relationship because he has to get things acquired. He has to basically be more well-rounded. My question to that.
Before you say that, let me ask you this, though. First, I don't mean to cut you off. So we've already established that women are the gatekeepers to sex, right? And one would argue that men are the gatekeepers to relationships, right?
In marriage.
In marriage. So when you ask the question, who has it heavier in a relationship, wouldn't you think that it's the woman? Because she has to continue to present herself and behave in a way that is becoming of someone that wants to be married, that wants to be in a long-term relationship. Because like, right, you could say that men are more likely to tough it out in a tough relationship, right? But at the same time, it's like when the relationship is just starting, even though both parties have to be on their best behavior, right? Like where we are in the modern era, now it's been more popularized, unfortunately, that if a girl ain't acting right,
cut it loose.
Yeah, cut it loose, send her back to the streets where she belongs, type B, right? It's starting to become a popular pattern. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. It's starting to become a more popular pattern that like because women are on their boss babe type beat, it's becoming a more popular pattern that like, bro, if she wants to be a boss babe, leave her to her own devices. Don't waste her time with that. So then imagine you have a generation of men, they're on the vibe of, yo, if she's not acting right, I'm gonna send her back to the streets. And then women become aware of that because that's what's being promoted and all that red pill stuff.
But before, okay, I get what you're saying.
Women who want to be in relationships have to then double down on actually behaving in a way do that because of what, like, it's like a feedback loop.
Here's why I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
In my opinion is the reason why I feel like it's harder on the man side because we got to stay competing. Women don't.
You don't think women have to compete?
At a certain caliber, no.
I feel that, yeah.
And the reason why I say that, at a certain caliber, when you have your lady, and I'll say this to you and let me know if you agree or disagree. You have your lady, you're wifed up. Even after having a child with her, you have to compete. You have to compete with the world. You have to balance out your family. You have to be the head, the helm. We're talking traditional men here. We're not talking about these new age fuckboys. We're talking about real men. That is the heavy side I'm talking about. And because that's the heavy side, ideally, who gets pregnant in the relationship? The woman, right? Who's going to take time off from work? Who has to deal with that pressure? If he's a real man, he understands that, hey, I need to make sure my family's straight. Hey, I need to make sure that we have the finances to do what we got to do. That's the pure pressure of society that weighs on the man that a lot of women do not take into account.
Yeah.
And that's why I say 1,000 times, most men do not want to compete with their girls. It doesn't mean that you don't go through no struggle. It doesn't mean you don't go through no trauma. It doesn't mean that you have less responsibility in the relationship. But the heavy side is the moment I stop competing, you're out. That is what's been shown. That's what's been proven. You're out. The man who does not compete for the woman he wants, she's out. There's not a man who's walking this earth married that will say, oh yeah, I don't have to compete anymore. No, he still has to compete to keep his wife. It is a competition that never ends. It is a job that never goes into suspension. There is only overtime. There is no breaks. There is no time off. So when it comes to this couple, as the information that she's putting out, the problem I have, when you list these things out, usually when it's sincere, what baggage are you coming with?
Because everyone has baggage.
Well, everyone has baggage.
Yeah.
Right.
You're calling him out. You're asking, am I the asshole? But you haven't even talked about yourself. That I find very hypocritical. Because we understand there's always three sides to a story. Her side, his side, and the truth. So when I ask basically, and as we get into relationship, I understand with the whole compromising.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go into detail with my relationship, but I learned from my mistakes. A smart man learns from his mistakes. A wise man learns from other people's mistakes. I choose to be wise. That being said, the dynamic of relationships, at least in my opinion, I can't say I'm right, I can't say I'm wrong. But in my opinion, when you want to talk about a healthy relationship, you're always going to have to be compassionate and you're going to have to compromise. Ain't no dictatorship here.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not okay for one.
It's not a one-sided deal.
Exactly.
That's why they say, you know, that famous saying, yo, what's hers is hers and what is mine is hers. Because it's the truth. That's why women say they're the fucking prize. Because men put in the work. It doesn't mean that we get to control you or anything. I'm not saying that. But it is evident that we put in the work. We have to make an effort. We got to basically put in work to get you attracted to us, to keep you. Very rare cases do you see where the woman doesn't care. Women, do you know what the difference between a mother's love and your girlfriend love is? Your mother's love is based on key to your survival. Your girl's love to you is key to her survival. That is as real as it gets. There's nobody walking this earth that could disagree with that. Because if that was the case, then a homeless nigga would have the baddest bitch on the street right now. It's called survival for the fittest for a reason. Because the more you're able to do, the more you're able to compete, the more you're able to acquire, the better your choices are.
And it's not even women's fault.
And it's not women's fault. That's nature. Because it's the same way in the animal kingdom. That's why, you know, not to go off in a tantrum, to get a little bit deep with you, that's why when we talk about body count, you know what a woman's body count is? Her credit score. The more you fuck around with your credit score, the more men you sleep with, guess what? That score is going to go down. So when you finally reach that primal age where you know what you want in life, guess what? Your access has been cut off because you no longer qualify for the lifestyle you want because of the things you went through and put yourself through and chose to deal with. That is the hard fucking pill to swallow. And I have no remorse. So when you talk about this girl putting his business out there, and then you have the gall to say, I didn't even want to do this anyways, you're a narcissist in my opinion.
It's a failed relationship.
Yeah,
It's failed from the start.
Literally,
from the start.
It's already on
Can
life
you
support.
imagine
Yeah.
if you're with your partner and as you're meeting friends and your partner's like, yeah, man, I didn't even want to be with her in the beginning anyways. It would destroy the fuck out of you.
That make you feel really shitty.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to even be in that relationship, true or not?
Because it's like, damn.
True or not?
Yeah, because it's like, damn.
And that's what that's what I see when you basically read the Reddit, because it's like, damn, How disrespectful is it to say the person that you're considering living with and growing a future with, you made it very clear that you didn't even want to do it in the first place? You're a narcissist, bitch. You're a fucked up individual. And I'm unapologetic. I don't know about him. I didn't hear his side. But I'm experiencing life enough to know that you're the problem. And you're the fucking cancer in this relationship. Because you can't even have the integrity and the respect to actually acknowledge that you want to be in a relationship or not. Where's your accountability? Because it came down to a choice. That nigga didn't force his way into your life. You let him in. Women are the gatekeepers to sex. We're the gatekeepers to marriage. So if you're in a relationship, guess what? It's because you wanted it. At least own it like a woman. Don't say, oh, I didn't really want to, but he forced his way in. Really?
Because like using the excuse of like,
that's what she literally said.
We fell in love. It's
we fell in love. No.
It's like, come on, bro.
Be an adult. You wanted it. Maybe not in the beginning, but you wanted it. But the fact that you can't even acknowledge that you wanted it, you're pathetic. And that's why I become cutthroat and not misogynistic. Because if it was the other way around, I'll call the man out the same fucking way. But in relationships, in my opinion, and let me know if I'm wrong, because you guys are watching, the man has it harder if he's a real man because he understands he has to compete with the world. Because at the end of the day, a man truly makes his woman the world. Everything we do, everything we work for, literally, speaking from experience, I literally broke my body for somebody. I lay my life on the line. If something goes wrong, it's me on the front lines. My job is to protect you. My job is to care for you. It is always to be there for you, to be unbiased, love unconditionally. And
do you do it because you have to, because of the
because I want to.
No, but listen, because the way that you're going about it, the way that you're explaining yourself, you know, you were raised in a very traditional mindset. You know, you are the man. You want to take care of your partner. And I get that. But I feel like it's sounding like you want, I feel like you want to, it's kind of like you have to take care of your partner in that way because of your traditional mindset.
No.
Rather than...
I get it. Like you're being held down by tradition.
Like if you were in a relationship with someone you liked, you know, you like them. You share some values. You have stuff in common. You know, you think she's pretty. You know, all the stuff that checks your green boxes. Instinctually, I feel like you are... I feel like you're going to want to do these things that you're saying. You're going to want to, you know, put her first and protect her as her protector. When it's like, you know, and I feel like this is a hard pill for you to swallow. You don't always have to feel that way in the very beginning of a relationship. It's okay to be a little selfish because truth is when you get in a relationship with someone, you're trying to figure each other out. And it's like, and this is why I don't really find myself being with a traditional man because at the end of the day, I'm a modern woman and I don't want a man doing stuff because he has to, because of valueship and tradition. I want him to do stuff because he wants to, because he genuinely loves and cares about me, not because of a tradition that he was raised on. But I respect that. I respect your traditions and your values, and I respect your opinion. And I do agree with the stuff that you're saying, because you're right. You know, she did mention that she didn't want to be in a long distance relationship because of her failed past relationship that happened. You know, I understand she may have fallen for one of her longest friends, and she fell in love with him. And due to unfortunate circumstances, she was she's in a position where she has to realize, damn, I have to swallow this pill. I have to realize that this is something that I kind of saw coming, and now I have to deal with it.
If I may break down the question you just asked me, right? I don't come from a traditional. And I think that's where we got the game a little bit fucked up. It's what you've been through in life, not what you've been taught. What you be taught could be manipulated, but what you go through in life, that's real. So, in my case, to explain, I want to do those things. And I expect nothing in return but respect and what I put in. Reciprocation. Because if I expect anything more than that, it's not genuine. You understand what I'm saying? So when my traditional values come from a place where I seen most of the men in my life do it wrong. I didn't want that. I'm a product of that. And that's where you have two types of people, the Superman effect and the villain effect. Either I went through this, so everybody else is going to go through this, or I'm going to make sure no one else has to go through this. I choose to make sure no one else has to go through this because ain't nobody deserve to go through that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that being said, my personal feelings on it and my opinion on it, when I speak like this, it's not because the traditional value weighs in on me. No, that's what I want to do. And because it's what I want to do is what makes me so fragile at the same time, because it's sincere. It comes out of a place of love. And I speak for a lot of men right now. That's why a lot of us men are scared to engage with a woman, because we know what we're willing to sacrifice. And we know we're willing to put our lives on the line. And it doesn't matter if it's a month or a year. Men are very simple. We like you. That's good enough for us. We're attracted to you. That's good enough. If I may, and gentlemen in the room, correct me if I'm wrong. Girls are whack.
Yeah.
A lot of y'all not funny.
Girls are corny as fuck.
I heard
Right?
that a lot from a lot of guys.
But here's the truth. All you have to do for us is show up. But it's not reciprocated the other way, because guess what we have to do? We got to be successful. We got to have a plan. Not, in most cases.
No,
not
I
with
know.
every-
I just have something
but-
to add. I understand your way of being from what you have told me and from what you have shown.
Mm-hmm.
You treat your friends, your loved ones, and your partners with respect. Even more so your partners. You go the extra mile.
Mm-hmm.
It just occurred to me that a lot of people would kind of see that as like love bombing. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because you may be very subtle when you do it as well. But there are subtle times where, you do something so genuinely nice for us, like as friends. And I feel like, not that I feel like I don't deserve it, but I feel like that's so weird, like having other people doing something so genuinely nice for me. I expect it from my partner because, we've built and established that trust and but from certain friends, I don't expect my friends to do something so genuinely nice for me, because we're all a little selfish. Yeah. And so at least in my thought process, when you're speaking the way that you like to treat your partner, I feel like, okay, if it's early on in the relationship, I hope she doesn't take it as love bombing, because,
if I may say,
I don't know.
What
I don't
love
know.
bombing, at least in my opinion, what love bombing is to me, and maybe you guys could correct me on this. Love bombing it's not genuine.
Yeah,
Right.
You're doing it expecting something.
Yeah, because love bombing is like overstepping the boundaries.
Right.
How I look at it, what I do for Lewis, what I do for him, what I do for you. If I want to do it, I'm gonna do it. I'm a grown man.
Okay.
I expect nothing back, and I understand a lot of people ain't like that. But again, it's my upbringing. It's where I come from. I come from a culture that most of you guys don't even know existed at one point. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I know Bert understands that. We're from that era. And a lot of a lot of times as we get deeper into that, I'm happy that you brought it up. And this is why I say, bro, I'm not at least in my opinion, I'm not no knight in fucking shining armor. Nah. I just made a choice. That's it. I care about the ones I care about. I do what I do. You fuck me over, that's not between me and you. That's between you and God. I'm not taking that stress. I'm not going to take it personal. And I think that's why we're so fucked up, because we're scared to accept things from each other because of feeling like we owe somebody, or having a receipt held over our head. Hey, remember what I did for you?
That's
Remember
true.
what I did for that time? Remember I got you that? Yo, I broke you off this bread. Yo, I put gas in it.
It feels weird when somebody does something really nice for you.
Because it's a shock. I think a lot of times, even as friendships, we have an intimate relationship with everyone in this room right now has an intimate relationship with each other. Maybe not intimate in a sexual level, but it is intimate.
Yeah.
Because guess what? We all think about each other when we're not in each other's presence.
The thing that I would say is like, in regards to like doing things without reciprocation, it's like in regards to like holding something over your head. I do things for people without ever expecting to. My thing is doing something for someone.
It's fake as fuck if you expect something back.
Right,
Bro.
it's doing something for someone, hoping that. Like trying to bank on goodwill, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
Right.
like I'm doing this for you because I care about you, and I don't expect anything from you. But it would be dope if in this situation, if we come across a situation like similar
And
to
you
this,
look out.
yeah, and you look out for a homie, right?
I don't even do that because, truthfully speaking,
Yeah.
from past experience, nigga,
No, but here's the thing.
motherfuckers will lie.
But here's the thing, though. That's what I'm saying. It's not gonna bother me if you don't look out. What?
But
Because,
you'll
like,
still take notice of
No,
it.
yeah, exactly. Like, I'm doing this because I care about you. I'm not expecting you to look out in the future, but if you did, that'd be dope, and that would incentivize me to look out more so for you because I know that this person, he got me the way that I got him. You know what I'm saying?
Can I be honest with you?
yeah,
I hear what you're saying,
yeah.
but to me, that's almost like fairy tales.
No,
What do you mean?
And the reason why I say it's like fairy tales,
Yeah.
and I don't mean that in a disrespectful manner.
no, I don't even think of it like that.
It's fairy tales because I used to think like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you get to a point, everything comes down to a choice. This is life. You got one shot at this. The time is the one thing you don't get back. So if I put time to help you and do that, I'm doing it because I want to. I don't want nothing. I don't even want to think about it. I don't think about it. I just do. Because if I think about it, then I have to ask myself, was it sincere?
I feel that.
Was it real? I just react, bro. I react. I don't act. I react.
Yeah.
And how I react, I can't fake that. That's just who I am. And I think everybody's like that.
I think instinctually, deep down, you kind of know when someone's doing something to bank on their goodwill, whereas
Yes.
you're doing something genuine.
Yeah.
No,
So
'cause-
it's,
You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
My thing is like, imagine if I'm in a situation like, let's say something random, like one of my buddies, I know that he leaves like his keys out somewhere, right? And I know that
Instinctively.
instinctively he would want. I know that where he keeps his keys usually, and it's like somewhere in his room or something, right? I see his keys out. I'm like, damn, it would be bad for him if he couldn't find his keys. So let me just put his keys where I usually see them because he probably forgot
But
something like
you
that,
know what
right?
that is?
What do you mean?
That's intimacy.
No,
You have an
exactly.
intimate relationship with him where
And-
you consciously think
Exactly.
without, that's your reaction
And my-
to it. That's not an action, that's a reaction.
But my thought process is like this: it'd be like, damn, me personally, if I would want someone to do this for me, so let me do this for him because you get from the world what you put in, right? And so if you put in goodwill, you get goodwill. But it's not like you do goodwill expecting goodwill, but you're saying, damn, if that were me, I would want this to happen.
You make the world go round.
Yeah, so let me bless somebody with this because I know that it'll really help them. You know?
It's like, okay, I look at it like homeless people, right? If I'm gonna be real with you,
Yeah.
one of the reasons why, at least I take it upon myself to do things, and everyone who knows me, life is unpredictable. 1 minute you're chilling, the next, horror. 1 minute is horror, other is paradise. I do what I do because, like, when it comes to like homeless people, I feed them. I don't record that shit.
Right.
I don't videotape that shit. I could tell you right now, I have literally pissed off friends like, Jay, why would you do that? They smell, da 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 da.
That's weird. Like recording.
Yeah, I don't do it. I don't need to do what I do for validation. That's what's in my heart. I'm an emotional fucking person. And because I'm emotional, I understand that makes me fucking very dangerous.
Right.
And the reason it makes me dangerous, I don't mean like no thug on the street. No. What makes me dangerous is because I'm conscious to my surroundings. I could feel people. And as I feel people, you act on that. You want the world to be a better place, it starts with you. That's always been my philosophy once I heard it. Change starts with yourself. So if I want to see the world change and I want to see a better place, I make those actions upon myself. I don't have to tell nobody. I just do.
Yeah.
And I don't look back. Because I firmly believe the good that I do seals the fates for the ones I love. And I could just leave it in God's hands after that. But as long as I look back, it's not genuine.
Right.
I don't care what anybody says. It's not genuine. Once you hold a receipt over somebody's head about what you have done for them, what you've been there for them, it's like, yo, oh, remember that time that I lent you money? Or remember that time I fucked the nigga up for you? Or remember that time, yo, I let you sleep at my house? Well, I gotta remind you of that. Because here's the truth. When it comes to deep connections, it's created by trauma. And when you hold that receipt over that person's head, you remind them of that trauma. What real friend does that? Ain't no real man do that. Only fake motherfuckers do that shit. I don't remind my boys or my homegirls of trauma. I help them rise from it. That's why I get critical about it. That's why, yo, even as I have you guys on this podcast, I love you guys for the part of the team. Oh, I appreciate y'all. But I know everybody's dream in here because I feel, I understand feelings are not real, but I feel if I'm going to be in your life, it's to amplify. That's why I want to know your dreams.
Iron sharpens iron.
That's why I want to know what you want out of life. Because that's what we're here for. I'm not here to use you. I'm not here to benefit off of y'all. Fuck no, I'm here to grow with y'all. And understand every bird leaves the nest. Just like I said, we could be enemies. I still want to see you eat, just not at my fucking table. I ain't got no malice in my heart for nobody. The only way you can get malice in my heart, you got to fuck with those I love. And after you do that, ain't no coming back from that.
What if I fuck with myself?
Then we both fighting them demons, son. No, I'm being dead ass. You fight with yourself, I'm right there with you. I don't give a fuck what time it is. I don't care where you are. You could be in fucking Orlando. You got in a fight with your man? I'm there. Got in a fight with your girl? I'm there. You want to go for a fucking drive? Let's go. You don't have to say nothing.
You know, you guys, I really respect you, Jason, especially as a friend, as a mentor. Because you are a little older than us, you have more life experience, and it really.
I was thinking that, dude.
I'm just fucking with you.
Oh my god. You really do help us see certain things that we can't see, that we haven't been through. And, you know, honestly, because of the short time that we've, you know, been a part of this team and growing together, I feel like they really do say it's not the time, but it's like the quality that you spend with that person that helps you build like those friendships. Hell, I'm even thinking about making you my maid of homie at my wedding.
Maid of homie.
Maid of homie.
That is.
I just made up that thing.
New role.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Maid of honor? No, maid of homie.
Maid of homie.
Let's
bro.
do it.
I'm thinking of sending Jay a zesty message. See what he say.
All right, no more liquor for you.
It's all reaction, right? Let me use the bathroom real quick.
All right. So
All these drinks, you guys.
No,
we still got one more to crack.
Yeah, I broke the
What?
seal. I broke the seal too early. Once you break the seal, then you can't stop going to the bathroom.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, listen, all I'm saying is, in this life, if it's one thing I could tell you, and I don't try to go, I don't like to really go too deep into my life.
Yeah.
Right.
However, as you guys know, I've been through a lot of trauma. You go through things, and that's why I love that saying, calm seas never made a good sailor.
That's true.
So when you guys, and I'll talk to the viewers, and I want to get real personal, especially on a day like Cinco de Mayo, because, you know, niggas are going to be drinking and into their feelings and whatnot. Understand something, man. Whatever pain you're going through, that's your foundation. That is a choice of how you handle it. You either define it or you let it define you.
Adversity builds character.
Exactly.
True.
You guys are a younger generation. I don't try to be strict force on you. The reason I listen to y'all is because guess what? The generation before me didn't listen to me. Switch it up. Because what is insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So if you want to get out of that insanity, change it up.
Break those curses.
Change it up.
Yep.
So